right, it's another beautiful Wednesday morning right here. Welcome, Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. I am Funmi Omoburiu. Today, we want to look at transparency and disclosure. Don't forget, ICSAN is a leading recognized professional body in Nigeria that's dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. Our guest this morning is the General Secretary, Rivers State Chapter of ICSAN, Ms. Ruby NATHAN-UTU, ACIS. Good morning, Ms. NATHAN-UTU. Hello. Okay, guess network issues right there. With me in the studio, I have Mr. Kayode Ketefe. Good morning, Mr. Ketefe.
Good morning, Funmi. Good morning to you, all our listeners.
All right, Mr. Ketefe is Head of Research, ICSAN, right here. All right, good morning, Ms. Utu.
Good morning, Funmi. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you for joining us. We'll take this message and, of course, we'll be right back.
The world is constantly evolving into a knowledge-based economy where skills and competencies constitute the lifeblood of public and corporate governance. You therefore need to empower yourself to fit into this new world by gaining basic knowledge and improving your skill set in the governance-focused disciplines. That is why every aspiring as well as practicing professional in governance field needs ICSAN.
ICSAN. What is ICSAN?
ICSAN is a leading statutorily established professional body dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. ICSAN members are trained as chartered secretaries and administrators.
Who are chartered secretaries and administrators?
Chartered secretaries are high-ranking governance professionals with a broad base of skills, unique amongst other professions. They are trained in law, finance, accounting, administration, strategy development, and corporate governance. In today's world, chartered secretaries and administrators discharge a wide range of duties and responsibilities, including functioning as chairmen of companies, executive directors, non-executive directors, company secretaries, risk managers, compliance managers, board evaluators, and corporate governance evaluators.
That is interesting. How then do I become a chartered secretary and administrator?
Good. Go to the Institute's website, www.icsan.org. You can also visit the National Secretariat of ICSAN at Plot 6, Elephant Cement Way, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos, to get full information on how to become members. ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
All right, as I said earlier, we're looking at transparency and disclosure. All right, Ms. NATHAN-UTU, let's look at the terms transparency and disclosure. Let's know what this means. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Funmi, I can hear you now.
Okay, so what is transparency and disclosure?
Okay, thank you. Transparency means openness by the company, a willingness by the company to provide clear information to its stakeholders. It can also mean being honest and open when communicating with stakeholders. And disclosure, which is closely related, means making relevant facts and information known to the public in a timely manner. Thank you.
All right. So what's the relevance of transparency and disclosure in the context of corporate governance?
Okay, the relevance of this principle in the context of corporate governance is that it gives stakeholders and the public at large a glimpse of how the company operates, thereby helping them to make informed decisions, and it also builds trust and confidence in the company.
Okay, so is it possible to give instances of situations desiring disclosure and transparent dealings in governance?
Sorry, Funmi, I didn't get that. Could you repeat?
Is it possible for you to give us instances of situations desiring disclosure and transparent dealings in governance? Hello?
Hello, Fumi.
Yeah, did you get my question?
It was breaking, but maybe you can go again. It sounds a bit better now.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yes.
Okay.
It's better.
So
yes.
I said, the question I asked was for you to give us instances of situations desiring disclosure and transparent dealings in governance.
Okay, I get you now. Okay, I would let me give 3 instances. One is in the financial position of the company. The company is expected by governance practices to state the exact position of that company, and this is usually through their financial statements. There should be no window dressing of their financial statements. Their stakeholders and the public at large should be able to look at their financial statement and know the actual position of that company, how well the company is doing. And also the ownership structure of a company. Stakeholders should be able to know who owns what in a company, and that will help to determine who has special voting rights and who has controlling or a large block of shares. And they should also be able to know the information about their board members, their qualification, their remuneration, share ownership, and if they are members of any other board, which could give them an insight and review where there will be potential conflict of interest. So these 3 instances are where, amongst others, of course, are where a company is expected to be transparent and make disclosures. Thank you.
All right. So what's the difference between financial and non-financial disclosures?
Okay, financial disclosure is simply making known to the stakeholders information relating to the financial position of the company. And like I said earlier, this is usually done through the financial statement. Stakeholders are able to know how well the company is doing or how poorly they are doing, which would influence their decision making. And non-financial disclosure, otherwise called ESG disclosure, involves disclosure of information not traditionally related to finances, including information on environmental, social, and governance policies of the company.
What are the harms in not fulfilling the disclosure requirements and ideals?
Okay, on a general note, there is the reputational risk of non-compliance to the requirements of the code. And then more particularly where a company fails to make disclosures and be transparent in their operations, it makes the stakeholders and the public lose trust and confidence in the company.
Okay. Now, how important is the concept of transparency and disclosure in stakeholders' relationship?
Hello, Fumi, are you there?
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Okay, I guess network issues right there. I'll get back to that. Okay, maybe you take over from there. All right, Mr. Ketefe. So let's look at the importance of the concept of transparency and disclosure in stakeholders' relationship.
Thank you very much for that question. The stakeholders' relationship management, essentially centers on optimizing relationship among all entities, among all layers of interest, among vested interests in an organization. So, and you have to be very, very open. You have to be honest. You have to show integrity. In the absence of transparent dealings by the directors, there won't be trust. Transparency exists when information is readily available to other parties. So this is an environment that creates communicative conducive environment for cooperations among all parties and relevant stakeholders. So transparency and disclosure fosters harmonious stakeholder relationship. So the confidence that other stakeholders will have in the management will definitely show when there is in an environment of transparency and disclosure. So the kind of anarchy that will have otherwise arisen when there is no transparency and disclosure will be avoided.
Okay. Now, on transparency, the code provides that communicating and interacting with stakeholders keep them conversant with the activities of the company and assist them in making informed decisions. Now, to what extent do you agree with this statement?
I can't agree with the statement endless. It is straightforward and it is right. It's right that transparency is fostered by proper, timely, adequate, and relevant disclosure. So this is sine qua non for harmonious stakeholder relationship. Just as I've said, there cannot be efficient capital market in a jurisdiction where the investors don't have relevant information to make informed judgment on the risk, on the reward of any investment, or even any projection they want to make. So therefore, the practice of issuing timely, consistent, and accurate information to shareholders as well as stakeholders, and of course to the regulators is very, very, very vital. And this must be embraced and entrenched by the directors.
All right. Now, on disclosure, the provision of the code is that the board should ensure that the company's annual report includes a corporate governance report that provides clear information on the company's governance structures, policies, and practices, as well as the environmental and social risks and opportunities. Now, what exactly is the significance of this requirement?
Thank you very much. We already know that annual report and account is a mechanism for the director to divulge crucial information to shareholders. So it's a kind of formalized source of communication that is accessible to all the stakeholders, including the members of the public. The annual report and account summarizes the company's achievements in the past 1 year. So traditionally, we know that annual report and account is known for containing a lot of information on financial matters, while on other issues that is non-financial, it tends to be, the information tends to be thin. So the provision of the code just quoted now is aimed at ensuring that annual report contains adequate and useful non-financial information in addition to financial information. That will enable the stakeholders to have a fuller, a more robust picture of the company, and they will be able to make a more informed and reliable investment decisions concerning the company.
All right, great. Now, what advice does the Institute have for corporate entities in this theme of transparency and disclosure?
This is straightforward. My advice consists of two legs. Number one, companies and other corporate entities should adhere with the provisions of Nigeria Code of Corporate Governance 2018 because they contain global best practices. Now, it's not only the global best practices recommendation that they contain. It's not limited to the issue of transparency and disclosure alone, but virtually on all the well-established principles of corporate governance. Secondly, we enjoin companies and other corporate entities to take advantage of the numerous courses being offered by the ICSAN training department. They can latch on to these opportunities of ICSAN training department offering many courses, diverse courses to enrich the capacities of their directors, to enrich the capacity of the members of the executive management and other members of the senior staff. Let me also add that ICSAN also provides specialized in-house training for organizations that require them. Those who have participated in the past can attest to the quality of such training in terms of boosting capacity, in terms of expanding the frontiers of knowledge and skills. So for further information on ICSAN training, can go to our website at www.icsan.org. For more information on anything relating to training, you can also call Mike on 080-213-117969. Anything related to training you want to gain insight into ICSAN training, please call Mike on 080-213-117969. Thank you. Have a pleasant day.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Kayode Ketefe, FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN. We also thank Ms. Ruby NATHAN-UTU, ACIS, General Secretary, River State Chapter of ICSAN. Although the network, didn't allow us to finish or conclude that interview with her, we still appreciate her. And that's our package this morning on Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. We'll return again next week, Wednesday, 10:15 a.m. right here on Equate 9.7 FM. I am from me, Omoburiu. Enjoy the rest of the day.
The world is constantly evolving.